Most people fail at saving money, not due to lack of willpower or bad with numbers, but because they were never taught how to think about money in a meaningful way. If you've regretted a purchase or wondered where your money went, keep listening. If you've ever looked at your bank account and thought, where did it all go? Keep listening. Here on The Passive Path, we believe money shouldn't feel like a trap. It should feel like a tool that quietly works for you in the background. So let's fix the way you think about spending. Let's start with pizza. Imagine you love pineapple pizza. Now imagine every time you're about to buy something, a gadget, a shirt, or a candle, you ask, how many pineapple pizzas is this? That's the idea. Instead of just looking at price tags, you're comparing the cost to something you love, not just in dollars, but in value. If a jacket costs $140 and a pineapple pizza is $14, then that jacket costs you 10 pizzas. Now pause. Do you want that jacket more than 10 hot cheesy pizzas? For some things, yes. For others, maybe not. This isn't about guilt, it's about clarity, and it works better than any budgeting app. Why? Because your brain understands trade-offs better than math. Your favorite things already carry emotional weight. Money doesn't, until you frame it. Try making your own unit. Maybe it's iced coffee. Maybe it's hours of Netflix. Maybe it's Uber rides. Every time you buy something, ask how many of those you're giving up. This method builds awareness fast. It reveals habits you didn't know you had. You'll start spotting impulse buys from a mile away, because now you know the cost isn't just dollars. It's joy you're trading. Someone once told me they used flight tickets to Thailand as their frame. They'd say, this jacket, that's 1/5 of a ticket to Chiang Mai. Suddenly, the jacket didn't seem so urgent. Here's what to do now. Pick your personal joy unit. Write it down. Next time you shop, measure in that unit, not dollars. Keep a small note on your phone to track it for 1 week. At the end of the week, look at what you kept and what you traded. This simple trick can save hundreds without feeling like restriction, and it only takes one sentence. Would I rather have this or 3 cups of perfect coffee? Let your joy decide, because money spent with intention never feels wasted, and that's just the beginning. Let's level up the way you calculate cost. A cheap price doesn't always mean a good deal. In fact, chasing the lowest price can cost you more over time. Think about a $5 umbrella. You buy it during a storm. By the second storm, it's broken. You buy another, and another. Soon you've spent $30 on junk that never worked right. Now compare that to a solid, windproof umbrella that costs $25 once. That's cost per use. It's a smarter way to measure value. Take clothes. Buying 5 $10 shirts that shrink, fade, and rip is worse than buying one $50 shirt that lasts. Each wear becomes cheaper when the item lasts longer. It's not about buying luxury. It's about buying things that don't need to be replaced. This is especially true with tools. If you're a mechanic, a $50 wrench that doesn't slip is better than a $5 one that breaks. Each repair lowers the cost per use of the good one. Now apply this to your life. Shoes you wear daily, a laptop you work on every hour, even kitchen knives. You don't need the most expensive, you just need something that lasts. And the more often you use it, the cheaper it becomes over time. Let's do the math. A coffee shop drink costs $5. If you buy one every weekday, that's $25 per week. Over a year, that's over $1,000. Now say you spend $200 on a good espresso machine. You make coffee at home every day. Your cost per cup drops to under $1, and you save hundreds. This doesn't mean never buy anything fun. It means spend on things that get used a lot. Every item in your home has a hidden number, price divided by uses. Start noticing it. Track the top 10 things you use daily. Are they high quality? Are they costing you more over time because they break? Start replacing the worst offenders with better versions. Slowly, intentionally, because saving isn't about cutting everything. It's about keeping the stuff that gives more than it takes. Pay attention to the difference between a good price and a good decision, because the best money habits aren't about numbers. They're about patterns, and the next one can turn saving into something you actually look forward to. Saving money feels boring when it's just numbers in a spreadsheet. That's why most people stop. But what if saving felt like a game? What if there were levels, wins, and a real reason to keep going? That's the power of a savings challenge. Start small. Pick a goal. It could be $500 in 30 days, or $1,000 in 60. Give it a name. Write it down. Now break it into daily actions. Maybe skip takeout twice a week. Maybe sell something you don't use anymore. Track each win on paper or in app. Watch the number grow. This builds momentum, because progress you can see is progress you stick with. Now add accountability. Tell a friend, join a group, make it social. When someone else knows you're saving, you're more likely to keep going, because no one wants to be the one who gave up. Some people use visual trackers, a jar with marbles, a grid they fill in, a printable thermometer that rises as the total grows. These tools turn saving into something physical, something real. Now, tie it to a purpose. What are you saving for? Make it specific, not just savings. Say, trip to Lisbon in October. Say, emergency fund so I can quit my job. Say, first used car paid in full. The more real it feels, the more likely you'll stay with it. You can also set mini rewards along the way. Every 100 saved, allow a small treat, not a splurge, just something that reminds you you're on the right track. This creates a feedback loop. Win, reward, repeat. Suddenly saving isn't punishment, it's progress. And if you've ever struggled with motivation, this flips the script. Because saving money should feel empowering, not exhausting. You're not just cutting back, you're building something, one brick at a time, and every dollar saved is a vote for the future you want. You don't need to overhaul your life to save. You just need a game you want to win. Make saving personal. Make it visible. Make it fun. Because when saving becomes a habit, freedom becomes automatic. And next, we'll design your emergency fund to actually match your life. Emergency funds are like parachutes. You never think about them until you need one. But when you do, you're glad it's there. The usual advice is to save 3 to 6 months of living expenses, but that's not enough. Because your life isn't average, it's yours, and your emergency fund should fit it. That's where the 036 rule comes in. It helps you decide how much you really need, based on real risks. Start with a baseline. Everyone needs at least 3 months of expenses saved. Rent, food, bills, essentials only. That's your core buffer. Now ask the first question. Do you have dependents, kids, a partner who relies on your income, a family member you support? If yes, add up to 3 more months. If no, add 0. Second question. How stable is your job? Can you get hired somewhere else quickly? Is your industry growing? Or are layoffs common? If your job is rock solid, add 0. If it's shaky or seasonal, add 1 to 3 months. Third question, do you have multiple income streams? If yes, you're safer. Add 0 or 1 month. If you rely on one paycheck, add more. Now add the total. 3 months base plus whatever extras apply to you. That's your personal emergency fund number. It could be 4 months. It could be 6. It could be more. There's no shame in any number, only safety. For example, someone with no kids, a stable job, and 2 income sources might only need 3 months. Someone with 2 kids, a freelance job, and no backup income might need 6 or more. Your fund is your cushion, not anyone else's. Don't copy your friend's number. Calculate your own. Then start building it. Open a savings account with no card access. Name it Freedom Fund or Break Glass Only. Transfer a fixed amount there every payday. Treat it like a bill. No skipping. Even $10 a week adds up. And don't touch it unless there's a true emergency. Not a sale, not a concert, not a vacation. Only real life stuff, like losing a job, car trouble, medical bills. The emergency fund is your defense. It gives you options, it gives you time, it gives you peace. And peace is priceless. Next, let's talk about a test that reveals how well you're actually doing with your money. Section 5, the Wealth Triangle Test. Most people have no idea how their net worth compares to others their age. That's why the Wealth Triangle Test is useful. It gives you a clear target, not a guess, not a dream, just a number to aim for. Here's how it works. Take your age, multiply it by your pre-tax annual income, then divide that total by 10. That's your expected net worth. For example, if you're 35 and make $80,000 a year, multiply 35 by 80,000 to get 2.8 million. Now divide by 10. Your target net worth is $280,000. Now compare that to your actual net worth. If your number is less than half of the target, you're a UAW, under accumulator of wealth. If your number is close to the target, you're an AAW, average accumulator of wealth. If your number is double or more, you're a PAW, prodigious accumulator of wealth. This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. Knowing where you stand helps you move forward. And if you're behind, there's still time. You can catch up faster than you think. First, boost your savings rate. Second, reduce lifestyle creep. Third, build income streams that scale. Start with the basics. Track your net worth every month. Use a simple spreadsheet or app. Include cash, investments, assets. Subtract all debts. Watch it move, even slowly. The goal isn't to compare yourself to millionaires on the internet. The goal is to outgrow your past self and stay consistent. If your net worth goes up every quarter, you're winning. If it doesn't, adjust. Spend less, earn more, avoid bad debt. The Wealth Triangle isn't a race, it's a compass. It tells you if your habits match your goals. And if they don't, you have a chance to fix it. Many people don't track net worth until they're deep in debt. Don't wait. Start now. Because knowing your number brings clarity. And clarity creates momentum. Next, let's grab the easiest free money you might be leaving on the table. These are opportunities to increase your income without significant effort. Identifying these can boost your financial health quickly. If someone offered you a few $1,000s for free, would you say no? That's what happens when you ignore your 401k match. It's one of the easiest ways to build wealth, and most people don't use it. Here's how it works. If your job offers a 401k with an employer match, they'll contribute money to your retirement account, just because you do. For example, let's say you make $60,000 a year. Your employer offers a 5% match. If you put in $3,000, they'll add another $3,000. Free, no extra work, no strings. Now your retirement savings doubled. That's a 100% return on your contribution right away. And that's before any investing or growth. Even in the finance industry, people skip it. They don't understand it, or they delay it, and they lose thousands. Over decades, the loss is massive. Those matched dollars grow. They earn interest. They reduce your taxes. The compounding impact is huge. If you invest $5,000 a year for 30 years at a 7% return, you end up with over $500,000. If you skip the match, you cut that in half, all because you didn't check a box. So here's what to do. Ask HR if you have a 401k. Ask if there's a match. Ask how much you need to contribute to get the full amount. Set up automatic payroll contributions. Make it invisible. Treat it like money you never had, because technically it is. It's future money. That bathes future freedom. If you don't have a 401k, look into IRAs. They won't have a match, but they still give you tax benefits, and they're easy to open, even with a small amount. Retirement savings feel far away, but time is the multiplier. Starting early beats contributing more later. Always take the match. Always. That's free money you never get back once it's missed. The best part? You only have to set it up once. Then it runs on autopilot. And one day, that quiet account will buy you the time, options, and peace you didn't know you could afford. Next, let's talk about one of the biggest financial traps most people fall into without noticing. Cars drain more wealth than most people realize. Not because they're evil, but because we buy more than we can actually afford. That's where the 20-4-10 rule comes in. It's a simple filter to keep your money safe. Start with the 20. You should put down at least 20% of the car's price in cash. No shortcuts. The more you borrow, the more you pay in interest. Dealers might tempt you with zero down offers, but they aren't helping you. They're trapping you. Next is the 4. Never finance a car for more than 4 years. Longer loans mean smaller payments and way more interest. They also mean you stay in debt longer. And cars lose value fast. You don't want to still be paying for something that's already falling apart. Now the 10. Your total car costs, loan, insurance, gas, maintenance, should be no more than 10% of your gross monthly income. If you make $4,000 a month, your car expenses shouldn't go above $400. That keeps your budget healthy. It keeps you free. Because the more you spend on a car, the less you have for savings, investing, or actual freedom. People buy cars to feel successful, but the payments can turn that feeling into stress. A fancy car parked outside a small apartment doesn't mean progress. It often means pressure. Here's a better plan. Buy a reliable used car with cash if possible. Or finance only what fits within the 24-10 rule. If you break any part of the rule, expect trade-offs. You might have to work more or delay other goals. It's not worth it. Because a car should take you places, not hold you back. Remember, the real flex is financial peace, not monthly payments. The car you drive matters less than the road you're on. And if the road leads to freedom, drive something that helps you stay on it. Next, let's shift the way you think about spending entirely. Warren Buffett said, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." This applies to every purchase you make, not just stocks, not just investments, everything. The price is easy to see. The price is easy to see. The value is hidden. Value is how the purchase improves your life, how it makes you feel, what problems it solves, the joy it brings. When you spend focusing only on price, you miss the full picture. Cheap things can cost you more. Expensive things can save you money. Here's the trick. Spend aggressively on what brings true value. Cut ruthlessly what doesn't. That means, if a $5 cup of coffee boosts your mood and productivity, buy it. If a cheap knockoff makes you frustrated or breaks fast, skip it. This is spending with intention, and it feels different from impulse buying. When you spend on value, money becomes a tool, not a limitation. This mindset stops you from penny pinching on things that matter, and stops you from wasting on things that don't. Here's an example. Imagine two people. One saves every penny and never treats themselves. They skip dinners out. They buy the cheapest clothes. But they're always stressed. The other spends on a good mattress, takes occasional trips, and invests in health. They're happier. They're healthier. Their energy lasts longer, and that leads to better decisions, better work, better life. The goal isn't to buy everything, it's to spend where it counts. This rule requires honesty. Ask yourself, does this purchase bring me lasting value or just momentary pleasure? If value, pay without guilt. If not, hold off. Because value-driven spending grows your wealth and your life. It makes money work for you, not against you. And now, let's look at a simple trick to stop overspending triggered by marketing. Companies spend billions to make you buy more. They use ads, emails, texts, and notifications. You think you're immune, but your brain isn't. Every promotion triggers a response. You get tempted. You buy, and the cycle repeats. The separation rule helps you fight back. Create a separate email just for marketing. Give it out when stores ask. Your main inbox stays clean. No daily temptation. When you want to shop, check the marketing email. Only then. You control when you see promotions. No more random distractions. This simple step reduces impulse spending. You can do the same with apps. Turn off shopping notifications. Unsubscribe from sale alerts you never use. Set your phone to focus mode during key hours. The less exposure, the less temptation. You don't have to quit shopping. Just shop on your terms. The separation rule creates distance. Distance breaks impulsive habits. It makes you intentional, and intentional spending saves money. This has saved thousands for people who use it. Small changes with big impact. Try it for a month. Watch your spending calm down, and your savings grow. Now, let's cover a budgeting idea that doesn't feel like a budget. Most budgets fail because they feel like restrictions. You track every cent. You deprive yourself. You get tired, then you quit. But there's another way. The anti-budget budget. It's simple. First, pay yourself. Automatically save a fixed amount every paycheck. Treat it like a bill. Next, spend the rest guilt-free. No need to track every dollar. No need to say no to everything fun. You've already secured your savings. The rest is yours. This method builds trust with money and with yourself. You avoid burnout. You still build savings. People who try this often save more because they don't feel trapped. They spend smarter without overthinking. This works best if you automate savings. Set it and forget it. Start with 10%. If you can't, start smaller. Increase over time. The goal is progress, not perfection. You can still review spending monthly, adjust as needed, but don't stress over every purchase. This simple rule frees you. It makes saving easier and spending more enjoyable, because money should serve your life, not control it. Try the anti-budget budget this month. See how it changes your relationship with money. And that's the end of the journey. You now have 8.5 rules to save smarter, to build real wealth, and to walk the passive path with confidence. Remember, saving isn't about sacrifice. It's about choices. Choose wisely. Choose joy. Choose freedom. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe for more, and leave a comment. Which rule will you try first? Your journey to financial freedom starts today. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please like it. Subscribe to The Passive Path for more simple, practical financial tips. Leave a comment below. Tell me which rule you'll try first or share your own saving strategy. Share this video with someone you care about who could use these ideas. Good luck on your journey. Feel free to check out other videos on the channel for more ways to build wealth and financial freedom. See you in the next video.